We are constantly reminded about how big Swift is and how, Swift is doing that, Swift is doing this. And a lot of people try to tie it back to XRP. They try to tie it back to this, market. And, in some way, yeah, Swift is a giant. But in other ways, it feels as though Swift actually needs to innovate with this technology that we are, talking about, we're researching every single day, or Swift is going to cease to exist. And in this video, I actually want to talk about this recent announcement by Swift and why it actually reinforces the whole idea around, being focused on these technologies in the space that might seem boring, but are ultimately allowing Web3, tokenization, and all these big things to become a reality. So welcome to the channel, everyone. My name is Nick. For those that are new to the channel, hopefully by the end of this video, you do become a subscriber. Now let's dive on in. Let's start off with this post here from Ripple going all the way back. We're going back to November of 2023. I want to go back a whole year ago because this is when we started to see the full shift. This was when Ripple payments got introduced. Now, to a lot of people, they think, all right, well, it's just Ripple payments. It's a payments platform, right? And although, yes, it is a payments product, remember what this is actually doing. It's an end-to-end solution for financial institutions, SMEs, with 70-plus payout markets, but it also has expanded crypto liquidity options and an integration with the XRP ledger DEX and much more. I want to interrupt the video real quick to let you guys know that I have officially partnered up with Bybit, the third largest crypto exchange out there, to offer you guys exclusive rewards and benefits when signing up with my link down in the description below. There's over $30,000 plus worth of welcome rewards that could be yours right now. All you have to do is sign up, trade, and utilize the exchange. This is one of the best exchanges out there, 24/7 support. Massive amounts of trading volume in a 24-hour period. They have access to pretty much any market that you can think of around crypto. So what are you guys waiting for? Go and sign up utilizing my link down in the description below and have a good time trading. This is important because of what Ripple has been focused on since around the end of 2023 all the way up to now, which is tokenization. The word heard around crypto for the last roughly, I would say almost a year now. It's been everywhere, and it's because of names like BlackRock and the big financial institutions and even the organizations like the BIS. And even over here, we have Monica Long talking about this on November 8th of 2023. Crypto utility starts with payments. And for the last decade, Ripple's focused on key components of infrastructure, liquidity, off-ramps, tokenization, custody, and compliance required for enterprise-grade payments. Today, we're unveiling an end-to-end solution for just that. But what she just said is, it's not just about payments. It's about everything. This is infrastructure for institutions. We're talking about liquidity, off-ramps, tokenization, custody, compliance, all of it. Now, this is important, especially when we look at what has been being pushed by, for example, the BIS, which is the Finternet, okay? Now, you might be saying, all right, well, Nick, I'm tired of hearing about this Finternet. We've been hearing about it for, months now. I don't care about this Finternet. The reason why the Finternet is so important, why this post by the BIS is so important is because it's the name, right? It's the BIS, the Central Bank of Central Banks, ties back to pretty much every single organization out there. But also beyond that, it's what they are telling you within this article, okay? More specifically, if we look into the full idea of the Finternet, it is a vision for the future financial system. Multiple financial ecosystems interconnected with each other, much like the internet. It would be designed to empower individuals and businesses by placing them at the center of their financial lives. Unified ledgers are a promising vehicle to turn the vision into reality. But here we have it, right? Grounded on a digital-first approach and leveraging tokenization, unified ledgers would improve existing financial transactions, but also make entirely new financial products and transactions possible. When we build upon this and we actually go over here, look at this quote in this article. This is still under the Finternet. We have the core idea behind our approach is to have a financial system, aka a new financial system, that relies on the exchange of tokens in the context of unified ledgers. Intermediaries would facilitate the trades, the onboarding, the offboarding, and the tokenization of assets. So these intermediaries are essentially with like Ripple, for an example. Ripple's a perfect example of an intermediary that would be able to facilitate these trades, the onboarding, the offboarding of the tokenization of assets. The management of tokens would be done by the different intermediaries and ledger owners that will be a part of the system. Key procedures would be the authentication of the parties who is trading, the verification of ownership, who has what, and the off and on ramps, as they are key to integrating the system with the rest of the economy. In short, tokens and unified ledgers based on programmable platforms enable a shift in how financial transactions would be conducted, aka they are changing the way money is moved. This was the same exact idea around the internet of value that was published and pushed by Ripple for so many years prior. Now, we already know that this is talking about a giant leap, right? That's the big quote from the BIS, a giant leap in terms of the financial system, technological advancements, things like that. But also, Ripple joined the BIS back in August of 2023. This is their cross-border payments task force, their CPMI group, which is also fully focused on tokenization, by the way. I just want to quickly say that. And they actually joined this with Swift. Swift was on the CPMI group. Now, building upon this, we also know that 10 months ago, Swift, Ripple, and Citi, the head of payments, were on a podcast, essentially, talking about new rails to new worlds, building inclusive, innovative infrastructures for global payments. And if you guys have been watching the channel for a while, then you already know about this. But this is all around shaping and implementing the next generation cross-border payments infrastructure. Remember what I say when we look at infrastructure. Infrastructure is the key. That's exactly why when we look at what Ripple Payments is, this is infrastructure for institutions, for those, enterprises, all those big players. And even Monica Long is saying that as well. These are all key components of infrastructure: liquidity, off-ramps, tokenization, custody, and compliance. Ripple has all of that under one umbrella to make sure that they have an all-in-one package for these institutions and enterprises. What Ripple has created here is very significant when we compare it to what we are seeing from the BIS, from Swift, from anyone, right? Citi as well, all these big bankers. What they are pushing for is new infrastructure. Ripple already has it. Now, if we think about this and combine this with what Swift just published, which is live trials of digital asset transactions on Swift to start in 2025, this is a big deal. This is connecting digital islands. This is all around interoperability. We have exciting news starting next year. Financial institutions from around the world will start trialing live digital asset and currency transactions on the Swift network. To a lot of people, this might seem like it's a new announcement, but in fact, Swift has been planning this for a while. We've been keeping an eye on Swift for a little bit of time now. But we have this marks an important milestone in our journey to enable banks to transact interchangeably across both existing and emerging asset and currency types using their current connection to Swift. As new forms of value emerge, aka tokenized values, our intention is to continue offering our community the ability to seamlessly make and track transactions of all kinds of assets using the same secure, resilient infrastructure that is integral to their operations today. Now, if we actually look at this full breakdown, right, they're talking about how this is going to be starting in 2025. Global financial institutions will have the ability to use Swift's global platform to conduct pilot transactions for the settlement of digital assets and currencies. Now, the thing to really kind of take away from all of this is how crazy it is that Swift is literally saying this. Like, this is the big player around global finance, around payments. 11,000 institutions tapped in. And they are literally telling you, hey, we want these banks, these institutions to start trialing these digital asset and currency settlements. How crazy is that? Now also, this marks a giant leap forward from our prior experimentation. with a deliberate focus on providing interlinking and orchestration capabilities that could support real-world solutions. Now, again, there's that big leap word. Everything around this is a big leap. We need a big leap for all of this to become a reality. Now we're starting to see those leaps being taken. As new forms of value emerge, our intention is to continue offering our community the ability to seamlessly make and track transactions of all kinds of assets using the same secure and resilient infrastructure that is integral to their operations today. Now, this is happening at a time where the world is moving away from Swift, or at least it seems as though it is, right? So the big question is Swift going to be a big name 5-10 years from now? We don't know, right? It's unknown at this current moment in time. But we have here that recent experiments have proven our capacity to connect public and private blockchains, interlink central bank digital currencies on a global scale, and integrate multiple digital asset and currency networks. So they are fully embracing interoperability. That's the whole focus of all of this, and it is around tokenized things of value, digital platforms, pretty much tapping into these networks. And what's crazy about this is, technically speaking, if we're really kind of looking at this now, there's no confirmation of this, but Swift could integrate third-party applications or third-party infrastructure as well, which means they could technically tap into Ripple payments. We don't know if that's going to be a thing, but hey, it could become something in the future. But outside of this, am I too worried about what Swift is doing? Not really, because let's actually take a quick look at what's happening right now around the tokenization market. Let's go over here. So stablecoins really are one of the big keys to unlocking the space. I don't think that I need to mention the stablecoin that Ripple is pushing, but this is from Artix's CEO. And the reason why I'm bringing this back up is because I'm going to play a clip after this that you guys are probably all aware of. And it's a very big deal for XRP, for the XRP ledger and XRP holders. Check this out.
Great segue into stablecoin. As you know, Ripple will launch its own stablecoin second half of this year. And so what role do you see stablecoins playing in all this?
Yeah, I think everyone puts things in the buckets, I think, or at least I do, crypto and stablecoins and then RWA, digital securities. But the reality is the securities piece, the real value only comes when you have something like RLUSD able to be used in line with the security. So, for example, if you want to have, everyone talks about atomic settlement, but when you go and look at most atomic settlement offerings in the space, all they are database entries where they're swapping beneficial ownerships of cash and tokens. But if you actually have someone buying an asset using a stablecoin and someone selling an asset on the same technology, that's something that didn't really exist before. In the traditional world, the fiat rails are over here, your asset rails over here, and you have to try and make them talk. But if they're on the same technology, then you can ask questions. If you've delivered this and you've delivered that, then settle. You can start paying corporate actions using stablecoins. You can, part of the interest and dividends that now exist in our system, we can pay out in XRPL. So if you've got a distributing fund, we could pay RLUSD out as a dividend, or we could pay scrip dividends of more of the same shares on XRPL. So, stablecoins really are one of the big keys to unlocking this space. So, it's great you guys are going into the space, and great that Jack's leading it as well, because Jack's a great guy.
So you guys have it. And yeah, stablecoins definitely are a big key to unlocking the space. And as we really kind of look at that, right, here we have Artix's CEO predicting 30 to 50 trillion all trading on the XRP ledger by 2025. And I bring this back up not to just, remind you guys of this, but also to think about, we are moving into a tokenized economy. Like, this thing is happening now. Swift saying, hey, we are going to trial this in 2025 and start testing this. It means that we are getting close. But check it out.
30 to 50 trillion, all on XRP, all trading on Artex.
Here we go.
Find my original projections, but the total market is 1.4 quadrillion, everything that's ever out there. And if you start looking across any of those asset classes, they're all starting to move on-chain already. And the ease with which we've seen people interested in money market fund, tokenized treasuries, and those types of instruments, the support for stablecoins, when you're talking about replacing cash, when I see DTCC, Euroclear, Clearstream, You know, it only takes one of them to flip onto natively digital, and that's trillions of assets on its own that move. So, you know, tens of trillions, I think we could see. And bearing in mind it's 1.4 quadrillion, this is still a tiny slice of a huge market. You know, 30 to 50 trillion, all on XRP, all trading on RTX.
Here we go, $50 trillion. 2 years from now, Ripple, Twitter will replay the session.
So there you guys have it. Now, you know,
30
again,
to 50 trillion.
I always say, is this going to happen? We don't know. Is it a very, very, you know, big prediction? Sure it is. But, you know, 2025 seems as though it is the year of tokenization already, with some of the biggest names, like, for example, Swift, already pushing for, you know, tokenization trials. It really wouldn't surprise me if we start to see the first trillion flowing on chain around tokenized assets. And then from that 1 trillion, I always told you guys, it's going to snowball so damn fast. All it takes is just 1 trillion. And when we think about all of the money in the world, now this goes back to 2022. There's not an updated one that I have found, but if we look at how much money is actually out there, guys, there is so much money in the world. It would shock a lot of people that are not around the space doing the research and understanding how much money really is out there. It is extremely significant. So as we do start to see the first trillion, I do believe that 10 trillion happens very quick. And then from 10 trillion, I do think that we are going to truly expand the tokenized economy so damn fast. It is going to take this market by storm. So with that being said, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, definitely leave a like, subscribe, turn notifications on because of more free content. You guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord down in the description below. And with that being said, guys, it's been Nick. Thanks for watching. Peace out.